Alright, I think I fixed my out, shall we? Yap, 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 yap. Yap, 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 yap. Yap, yap. Okay, looks good. Why is their shit broken? What the? It's so weird. I don't know why their tokens are their Dark Sermon characters. That's odd and strange. And oh, I know why. It's because they were okay. Yeah, that makes sense. They changed over, and I guess it just didn't. I guess it reset them when I changed them from before. That's a little annoying. I thought these were already done. Fucking weird. What's going on here? Strange. Okay, it looks like everybody else is fixed. Alright, let's do this. Greetings and salutations, everyone.
Hello.
Well, howdy.
Hello.
And
I'm salutating.
welcome to the next episode of Edge of Twilight, The Path of Hades. Episode.
Arcadum, did you know that Books was 5'7"?
What?
Yeah.
Isn't that so short?
That's about as tall as me.
Yeah,
I
Arcadum
thought he was. I thought he was like this huge lumberjack.
No, he's just a dwarf like me, short and hairy.
Thank you.
I bet he's still a lumberjack. Do you have like massive man strength books?
Yes.
Yeah,
You just look at a tree and it falls over.
He's Canadian,
No.
I
Yes.
knew it. I knew it.
so yeah, so has a lot of maple syrup, I bet.
Yes.
Love the syrup.
We're not
And
all
then he's
lumberjacks.
cutie pie.
Are you in bed?
Oh yeah, I'm naked in bed.
Oh,
Or,
okay. Hoomst would like to give the recap.
one of the
Waymaker
Democratic boys.
volunteered.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
volunteered.
what are you
I volunteered.
two?
Waymaker.
I volunteered 7 days ago and
Yeah,
forgot all about it.
Waymaker is 6'3".
I am huge. Okay, let me see here. Pulls out tiny notepad. Yeah, I don't need this. All these notes are inaccurate and I can't remember anything. Okay, so here's what happened. I'm going to tell you a story. We had known about the pylon out in the middle of nowhere that might have something to do with Malankine or her oh, what is the name? The doodad, you know, the thing. And we were going to check it out. So we Syrah teleported us all to a rock in the middle of the ocean. We were very stranded on a small rock. I picked a fight with some crabs. We had a good time. I shot a crab with my bow as we hopped on some of her dragons to fly away before a leviathan came to eat us. Those crabs got what they had coming. And then we flew the rest of the way towards the pylon, which we found to be abandoned and in serious time disrepair. There was rust, there were unused things, there were a few corpses. They looked to be punched very hard, bones broken. But there was no sign of anyone there besides this, and that it had been this way for a long time. And so, as everyone debated what to do, Castermania and I took the initiative to go down into depths of the place on the elevator, which was very loud. And when we got to the bottom, we found a stranger, a skull-faced, bat-faced person from some other world. And in attempts to communicate with them, Estermania found the most success by plugging in a convalescence kit into their devices and having a conversation. It is apparent that there is something under this place that they care about very much, and that they do not want us poking into necessarily. They told us to go away, and after some debate, go away we did. We went back up, we told the party. Esthermania used some of her special skills to hack in and absorb some of the information that they had, gaining knowledge on these creatures and how they combat, should it come to that. They are, terrifying for our mages and any of the cool toys that we happen to have on our person, so that will be interesting. But now we are here debating what to do, whether we are going to continue to pursue what is potentially Melanchine's thing. I don't know why I can't remember the word. It's okay. The triangle. Yes. Voice in my head. The index. And if it is down there at all, we're not sure. So now we are debating whether we are going to go and try and talk to them again with people that are better at talking than Esthermania and I, which I don't understand. Our charisma is through the roof. They liked us. They didn't even fight us. It was good. Or we could go in and fight them, however many mysterious amounts of them there are. We saw one and we thought that was all, and then there was a second, so there could be hundreds down there. We don't know. This time, on the edge of Twilight, Path of Hades.
Well done.
Hell yeah.
10 out of 10.
I giggled at the crabs part.
The crabs.
Yes,
I'm
they got
gonna
what they
stay on
had coming.
And then I fought crabs.
They got.
They got what was coming to them.
Excuse me. Man, I need to not die. I'll lock in, guys, I promise.
I'll lock in and not die. Let me not die real quick. Alright. Well, what's it gonna be, y'all? Sounds like you got some discussions to do here. Alright.
Okay, so we have information. It doesn't seem like we know for sure what is down there, yes? Anyone? Just me?
No, not from your description, no.
Do you think
Seems
they
rather
would be
vague.
amenable for us to come back down, especially with more than just two?
I got the impression that they would find that to be a threat. They were already uncomfortable with one or two of us.
Did you make it clear there was just more than the two of you?
Communication was not that. I don't. Esther, did you?
I
mention?
see. Okay.
We were sort of vague in that regard.
What?
We didn't exactly tell them that there were more of us.
Okay. It sounds like they're willing to discuss. If we wish, we could attempt such. There is certainly much to learn here. But it depends if this is where we wish to spend time. If we believe it will be beneficial to our mission, where do we think it stands?
It would be great knowledge to get at least some kind of closure of what they are keeping here. From what you guys told us, it was called the Ring of the Mother that they have down there.
Yes.
And the mother was apparently the other person that came up. Am I right?
No. I don't think so.
Okay.
They said something about the mother being all around. The mother is everywhere.
Okay. So it is some kind of concept or being of some kind. Okay. It could
Maybe.
be an index. I don't know if it is the index we're really looking for. If we decide to go down and talk again, I would advise probably not us all going down there. Maybe 2 other people or something like that, because if we all go down there, there will certainly be a threat, and I don't think negotiations will go as calmly.
If it is true and the index lies deep within, it would change everything I thought I knew of the index. I thought they had to be close to project the body of the angel. Perhaps I'm wrong.
Which is why I think it's an index of someone we don't have on our radar at all. At least that's my theory.
One of the other secret ones that we didn't have on the list.
Maybe. It could be. I mean, if any place, then the one that's like secured for like thousands of years, right?
If that is the case, maybe they are trying to gain its boons in some way. Maybe they are trying to fight it.
Possible.
Well, I'm kind of against offering to help them fight it. And aren't they supposed to be after our mutual acquaintance anyway? Wasn't that one of the reasons why they crashed into Dragon Star after us?
Mainly, let me raise this then. If you think they are after our friend, right, the one we are pursuing, why would they stop here?
Why would they get here so early? Like if they've been here thousands of years? Yeah, I don't know. I just know that they're annoying. And if we're going to talk to them, y'all better not let me have the first word.
I like this side of melee. Still, I agree. Probably caution if we pursue this at all.
I mean, if anything, they could be agitated, even if just to if anybody comes down there again, you know. Because I feel like to them it feels like, okay, finally this negotiation is over. We sent 2 other people in. I don't know how they would take that.
Perhaps the one who has already spoken to them can go down and to say, that I have a couple friends above. They just wish to ask you questions. And that way there is no surprise, yes?
Wouldn't they just decline?
We
They
could go
might.
back down and we could say, hey, we are bringing our friends, and just push through the door, you know? Get your foot in there. Don't let them close it. Just walk on in, bring your party. They will love this, I know it.
I doubt it. But it seems that they have a good enough rapport with you, Esther. So if anything, it would be you to introduce us to them, if we all go. And I will be honest, I do not have the, charisma to talk to these folks.
Cyril raise up the hand. like to be called on, but then she'll just speak.
Is it a tentacle?
Actually, one of her human hands. Did you get a sense of how old they are?
I could not. They seem quite different beings altogether. They do not. Their origin is from an entire different sector, it seems.
They
But if it
looked
is
organic on the glimpse that I saw, were they organic?
Yes, they seem to be. They said I was reading over Astronomia's shoulder. They said they are meat. I imagine this is to say that they are not machines or synthetics.
An organic who could live thousands of years then, if they are the same ones who have been here.
Perhaps
it may be
they are.
possible that they are a mix of both organic and construct. It's just a lot harder to tell.
Either that or they're reproducing, which is something that we probably shouldn't. Don't listen to me. That's mean.
Kill them in their nests, says Melee. Very good, interesting.
Yeah, we could just bring the harpy and bomb them with our Hellfire missiles. Sounds good to me.
I've
Well,
only
they're
met a
on the
few
ground.
other organics who could live for such a long age, who were mortal. There's just... As much as I enjoy wanton destruction, Melee, there's too many unanswered questions. I would like to talk to them.
Well, then perhaps the gasp is not wrong, and Esther should make some introductions. We will risk stepping on some toes and annoying some people, but things for the cost of knowledge.
And I assume that if anything goes wrong, I trust that Syrah would be able to get, well, I assume if it's just the both of you, out.
Well, from the little bit that Esther brought back, it seems their specialty is creatures like me. So while I would normally feel fully confident, there is risk to it.
Why are we risking going down there anyway? Why don't we ask them to come back up here?
I thought they would comply. I mean, they're already not complying. They already don't want to talk to us anyway. I don't think they would leave their nest just to talk to us. But I mean, it's worth a shot, I guess.
They were more peaceful than I would be with a strange being that simply walks into my workspace.
How do they seem to react to the two of you? There is she'll look for the right word. One of the potential theories is they would eliminate Taladani on sight. Neither of you look like Taladani.
Mm-hmm. They seem to regard us with annoyance.
Yes.
I'm wondering if I play up the corrupted side, if that would lower the risk.
That would place me as a huge target, then, I suppose.
Only seem to appear apprehensive when Mulu tried to approach or make a move towards his weapons.
Then I think I shall go as I am. The theory I would like to either accept or reject is if they are the forefathers of the Taladani in terms of their technology.
Well, then I see two options. Either Estamania and Mulu go down there and, like, tell them that two other people are coming down, or one of you looks at Estamania and Mulu, guides another person down. So they at least know somebody from the interaction before.
I suppose I could help foster an introduction. If you'd like to have a conversation, Syrah.
I would. She'll mosey on over, squiggle over there. Squig, squig, squig.
Would you not be interested in going, of ours? Maybe there's some dialogue or things to be gleaned.
I do not know how they will respond to me, and to be honest, I share frustration with Melee. If the scene would have it, these people murdered my own people, betrayed them, and now they watch as an experiment lies upon Ban. I believe I can temper that frustration, but I do not know how they will respond to me.
Well, there's that risk. Just as much as Sierra going down being the Taladani she is. But trying her best to keep it under wraps.
I would hate to jeopardize the mission. I believe Sierra and I fall under similar mindsets of questions. I believe anything I would want to ask, I have no doubt Sierra would ask as well, so I would place my trust in her.
Lagas nods. Well, good luck to you both. And he waves at them. The little finger wave.
He waves
She'll mimic
back.
the finger wave back and have a good time doing it.
Oh, wait. Oh, wait. I almost forgot. And he does like a little pat on both of their shoulders, giving them guidance.
Oh. She'll put on
A
her moto
little-
hat.
Oh, thank you.
That last 1 minute.
Just enough for
Yeah.
the elevator ride.
Yes.
Make it quick!
Jump!
Fly down.
Yeah, take this with
I like
you.
to think he does it thinking that it lasts longer than it does. But he just likes to do it out of habit.
I'm very helpful. Alright.
Oh, you're hungry? Have a piece of candy.
Zen will position himself at the entrance again, waiting for the signal, if the signal comes.
Alright, Estermania and Sarah, you would like to go down, yes?
Mm-hmm. Sarah will say one
Uh-huh.
thing in parting. To her, it's casual. Out of character, it's fine if you guys want to talk about it. Oh, if I mention make any sort of deal of, betraying the rest of you, just know it would be a double betrayal. It would be to gain
Ooh.
access.
The triple cross. Excellent.
Okay.
Alright, you activate the elevator. You awkwardly stand there as you slowly begin to descend.
Oh, Sarah's not awkward whatsoever. She positions herself like a queen descending.
Lagas turns
Like
to Melee.
Megamind.
I'm not sure if that was supposed to be ominous. Or foretelling of what could happen.
What's it matter?
He just shrugs.
I somehow have a bad feeling about this.
Yes, me too.
I don't know how patient they are down there.
Y'all are the ones trying to talk to the people who are invading our areas.
I agree with Melee.
Alright, as you get to the bottom,
Goodness.
you will find yourselves once more inside the pylon.
Sarah frowns as she gets blasted with hot air, having forgotten about that. Immediately starts dripping.
Yeah, it's pretty steamy down here.
Oh, this is horrific.
One thing you should keep in mind when interacting with these people, they don't seem to share the same body language as we do. So waving or any sort of hand gestures would likely confuse or irritate them. I've only been able to teach the grunt what a thumbs up means, so you might be able to use that. If anything else might worry them.
Oh. Well, I suppose I'll just do my usual wiggles and spot.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm thinking. You remember those like blow up men? You know those giant, like what they put
Oh
the
my
air
God.
fans through. That's just Sarah. She stands there on tentacles.
My God.
Well, after you. Where do we go?
She points up to the raised platform with the glass. They're up. One of them was stationed up there. I'll lead you to the back
good.
closer.
Introduce me. She'll tighten her moto hat. And she'll say to him in her head, "Well, time for one of our strangest linguistic challenges."
Okay.
I'm moving a burst. Let me know when to stop.
Eventually, you get to this point, and you will see that there is movement behind the windows again. And you will see this individual appear. It appears to be the same one from before. He will look down at you as you approach. His face is stoic, but it seems he is neither delighted nor angry that you were here. He will simply...
She awkwardly raises up her kit. Her convalescence kit again. Hey, we're back. Sorry.
He will gesture to follow.
She'll plug it in to the same spot.
You will see that the Guardian has made several adjustments to his kit and plugs it in as well.
She opens with a hello. Friend of mine wanted to have a personal conversation.
The response is salutated existence. Divulge.
Oh, perfect. Asira's reading this, right? Are you okay with that, Rinko, if she's just reading it over
Yeah,
your
yeah, yeah.
Okay. Right. She'll have had it handy. Pull out from one of her many pockets a star map, which just shows the various sectors at the edge. It does not have the oh shoot, what was it called, Arcadum? The edge. I don't think it was called the Edge of Twilight. The big monster thing.
It's the Edge
where
of
we
Twilight.
had.
That's what it was called.
Okay.
It is the Edge of
Doesn't have that on there.
Looks at camera. Eyebrow wriggle.
She just holds it out to where it's basically the various planets that are inside their Taladonic sector, what they call the Taladonic sector. And then I don't know if she learned the names of the other 13 lords, but I don't think she learned the sector names. Is that correct, Arcadum?
No. No, I don't think
Okay.
that is.
Okay, so she just have question marks drawn for the immediate sectors next to theirs, and she'll hold it out to the Z, and she'll ask Esther, "Could you ask him to show us his map? Could we share maps? I'm looking for education."
You will see the
She not.
you will see the Guardian is kind of looking over the map, perusing it slightly. He doesn't really seem impressed or disappointed. His face is as stoic as it has been this whole time. You will see that he input something into the base console, not into his convalescence kit. Make me a convalescence kit roll to see if you can recognize the commands on the keys.
Okay.
Ooh.
With your sharp eyes, Estermania, and intuition, you're able to make out that it seems like he's doing a command, or inputting a series of keys that would indicate a query. He's doing a search. And you will see as he moves his hands across the keyboard, it appears that he is searching for various maps and other navigational data. He moves quickly and efficiently. And then you will see that a mark appears on the screen. He expands it, and a text box appears. And it appears that he and someone else are communicating with each other.
Mm-hmm.
The rapidity of the communication happens very, very quickly. And then the Guardian will disconnect himself, stand up, and will gesture for you to follow.
Ooh. Cyril will follow.
Yeah, we follow. Did he go into that elevator we saw?
He
Earlier?
stands in the elevator and waits for you to join him.
Oh, Cyril gets very excited. She gets in the elevator. In fact, I dare say she stands almost too close to him.
Okay.
This one isn't very roomy.
As you stand on the elevator, slowly it will lower itself down. Almost comically so.
Oh no.
Well, this is.
Would the gas not be able to detect them once they go away?
Correct.
Oh.
Oh boy. Loading map. As you take the elevator down, it will stop, and you will see that there are a series of corridors and entrances to various other places in the pylon. Briskly, the Guardian will move past most of the doors and will open up one of them, and I presume you're following him, so you will follow him here.
How does it generally look, this corridor? Like, is it a big mess like that the floor we're just leaving was?
No.
Organized?
It's clean,
Meticulous?
organized, and
Okay.
in decent repair.
Okay.
Let me know when you're loaded.
I'm loaded.
I'm not. Let me refresh, maybe.
I got you on notes, Lolly, if you want to go nuts.
Oh, thank you. I'm refreshing. La 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 la.
I'm so locked in.
I'm staring at a gray screen.
Does everybody else see it?
I see it.
I see it.
Yes, I'm loaded.
Yeah, I'm loaded.
I'm broken.
Oh no.
What if I try to relog in? What about that? You want to just share your screen?
Somebody share
can-
your screen with
Yeah,
Lolly, please.
I can do.
Thank you. Oh, cool. Pop out.
Everybody in? Everybody good? Okay, good. Alright, as you follow the Guardian, you will see, as you enter this point, that behind this desk, there appears to be another one of the Zis that are working. He continues to walk past, acknowledging the Zis behind the table, who will nod back.
Is the wording on the floor actually there?
No.
And it'll... Okay.
I mean, it is, but it's not in English.
Okay. So Sarah can't understand it. Got it.
Are these plants actually down here?
Yes. But they are
Huh.
plants that are not green. They are... everything that should be green is white, and everything that should be brown is black.
Oh, my foundry caught up. There we go.
Oh, cool.
As we like walk past here, could I take a closer look at them?
Sure.
Do a little nature check. Are these alien plants?
Or like inorganic plants?
With that nature check, Esther Monia, as you start to pass by the plants, you will see that they are in fact organic. Oddly enough, it seems that they are feeding on the light in the room, as there is a palpable darkness beneath their petals and leaves. As you walk past this point, you will see that this door is slightly open. And inside, you will see a massive glow of energy, almost coming down from the ceiling. And yet, you will sense its astral nature, as these two individuals are kneeling before it.
Does it look like the when you say kneeling, like in prayer?
It definitely looks like a spiritual position or gesture.
Takes us to the toilet.
Oh, they've got a stall for each of us. How nice of them.
Suddenly stands in toilet and flushes down like in a cartoon.
Oh, like the Harry Potter toilets.
Yeah, exactly.
Eventually, through these winding corridors of similar rooms like the one you just passed through, he will come to a much greater depth in the pylon, and there you will stand before a hallway that seems more ornate than the others.
Oh, pretty.
Ah.
Is everyone loaded?
Mm-hmm.
I'm loaded yet.
Yeah.
I'm in.
The guardian will lead you towards the doors, and you will see that he places his hand upon it and mutters something under his breath that courses with power. Sarah will recognize it as it is definitely a power word of some kind.
She'll bite the inside of her cheek. She is suitably impressed for someone to just use a power word to open a door, of all things.
Alright, within
Did it
these...
feel arcane? This power word?
No.
Oh.
It felt alien.
Okay.
In this room, you will see these individuals seated here and having a quiet conversation. You will see that there are more of Zis in other places as well. But
Do they take interest in us as we go by?
They take a passing interest. They will look, see that the Guardian is with you, and then we'll go back to their conversations.
Okay.
The Guardian will rapidly move you towards the center and then the back of the room, and there he will stop. He will gesture for you to stop.
She gives him a thumbs up.
He looks oddly at your thumbs up and will walk over here. What you see before you is a large pool of water that seems to be almost boiling in reverse. The bubbles going down rather than up. A strange sensation. A pulse of energy. The Guardian whispers something beneath his breath. Another set of power words. And then slowly, something rises out of the goo. It begins to pull away from this creature until they arrive at a seated position, looking down upon you. And you will see this guy.
Is he much larger than the one we've been following? Or same size?
He's the same mechanical size, but he is certainly swoller, bigger.
Superior.
Superior, definitely.
Okay.
Okay. At this point, I gotta load up some music. Okay, here we go. As the individual begins to not really manifest, but clear himself of the goo, you will see that he leans back against it, treating it as a chair. The Guardian will step aside and will gesture for you to approach.
All right. Put my moto hat on. She'll go to what seems to be a respectable distance. Walks up.
Okay. Here we go. Why isn't this playing? Okay, let's try this. Here we go. There we go. That's why it wasn't working.
I'm going for the Western.
All right. The Guardian will step aside a respectful distance, and you will see that the individual looks down upon you and then will open his mouth. You will look towards the Guardian will shake his head. Another language will be switched. Switch to another language.
We don't understand.
Sierra patiently waits for all of this, waiting to see if Moto recognizes any of them.
You will see that the seated one will gesture for the Guardian to approach, who will offer a connection to his convalescence kit. The Lord, seated upon this goo, will not actually do anything else, as several long strands of the goo will connect themselves to the convalescence kit offered by the Guardian. The one seated will nod, and the Guardian will step backwards. You will see that he starts to make adjustments. More adjustments. And then, the language that he uses next is one that Estermania understands, for it is the language of her people.
No way.
And he will say, "Does this merit understanding?"
Yes, I do understand. That is the language of my people.
To be clear to you, Sierra, that they're doing this.
Does Moto's tongues understand it?
Some of it.
Okay.
Oh, Sierra, this is what we speak on Bouquet.
It sounds like
You might-
raindrops. It's peaceful.
Yeah. She turns back to the Lord.
Good. Then we have established communications. Why are you here within this place? My guardian tells me that you have come here twice. Upon the second, you have brought others. Are you friend or foe?
Sierra waits patiently for the translation.
He's asking if we're friend or foe and why we are here exactly, because we came here twice and it's unclear to him why we're here.
Oh. Well, we've never met any of his kind before, and they seem so... We're looking for education.
She nods at Sierra.
Diplomacy.
She turns to him and says,
Before we go any further, what is Sierra wearing? What is visible?
So she is in her half form, so tentacles. I've been going back and forth on having the supernal tongue, but I haven't revealed that yet. She's got the robe of Vestigal Fate on, and I've also been curious about this one. She also has her 5, I think it's 5 in total, of the Navigator skulls, which are mounted on the spines of the back of that robe. They're not floating around her because she's not in combat, but if they are one and the same creatures, those are on her person.
Okay.
And also Ica's always with her. I don't actually know what Ica looks like when it's put away, but she's not, actively carrying it. So I guess on her back, if you could put a staff on your back.
Yeah, it has a sheath. You just put it away.
Okay. Does that suffice? Anything else you need to know?
That'll work.
She's got a Taladonic ring as well. She's wearing that on her hand.
Okay. You're gonna say something, Estermania?
She was just going to apologize and say, do excuse me as I translate for my friend, but we are here on an escapade of intrigue. for we have never seen your kind and your ways before, and we wish to be educated and learn more. As we sort of exploit this place.
You will see that the seated creature considers your statement. He will lean forward and will take a closer look. Such translations are required for understanding. There is no apology required. But that still does not answer my question. Why are you here?
Yeah, he's asking why we're here again. Says we didn't answer his question the first time.
Oh, well, perhaps he's asking about the greater planet. Why we're unbanned. Cyril pursed her lips in consideration and then respond. Give me a second out of character, let me think about it. She should be very intentional in how she said this. Arcadum, the distress call that she got on Greygrum, because she also got the same distress call when she was inside her staff. The coordinates for that was that banned or was that somewhere else?
It was somewhere else.
Okay, then not that. I think she might talk about the rogue angels.
Well, whilst you're thinking, make a perception check or Arcana check for me.
Okay. Is this at advantage or normal?
Yep. Whilst you have stood in this room for a moment, thinking of what to say, how best to approach the political and, well, just various social layers that you'd have to address, you notice something disturbingly familiar. Not about the Lord, but about the strange, viscous substance in which he sits. You feel as if you have encountered this before.
Is this the stuff that's... Am I able to guess? Is this the stuff that was in the dream, like that pool of stuff that, oh gosh, Sana was able to, like, interact with to just make stuff happen out of it?
Negatory.
Huh?
Before that. You recognize it from before you met your current party.
Oh, so Conflux. I'm thinking. So it's not Quicksilver. Valstein was in a book. Was it related to Valis?
With a 24, as you rack your mind from the familiar feeling, you begin to realize what it is. Or at least what it appears to be, I should say. Flashes of your memory reveal to you that it is the same viscous material that held together the abomination of Primus. Flesh and metal made one.
I don't really understand because he was held up by cords and stuff into the ceiling, right?
That's what he was suspended on. But the binding of his quotations flesh to his physical manifestation because he wanted to be real.
So is it kind of like, was he using as like blood of a sense?
That I can't answer because you don't know, but the idea is that it's the same. So, as a reminder, angels manifest through hard light. Primus, wanting to be real, constructed a organic body for himself, or at least was trying to, which was one of the indicating factors of his madness. That same sludge-like material that held them together, which if I brought up the art, here, let me bring up the art and I can just show you. You can see it in the art. It's also what coded the chords as well. Hold on a second. Let me go find it. Whoa! I gotta go back in time like 2 years. Hold on.
I actually think I have it saved because I made tokens for it for... Yeah, I have the small picture. Here, I'm bringing it up locally. I kind of see it.
Yeah, I'll show you.
I put it in general.
Ah, there it is. So yeah, you see the way his chords kind of go into his quotations flesh, how that kind of looks. That's sludge, the same sludge that you see in front of you. It's essentially liquid flesh.
Okay. Let's see. So I think I landed on what I was going to say. Tell him, Esther, that we learned that what we call angels, and she'll actually she has sketches of all the ones they've come up against. Which would be the one she'd pick? Give me a sec. Let me think of which angel she'd actually show to them. She's seen Hades, right? When we were scrying on them on Valkus. Yeah, she saw Hades. She'd hold up a sketch, and she'd also hand it to Esther if she, like you do in a court. Esther would hand the image over. We received word that the creatures here were in pain, suffering, had changed from their initial purposes. And we've been trying to help.
She nods. She'll relay that word for word because it's a specific answer. Just show the picture.
You will see that the Lord considers this information and will nod. And affirmation of your presence. Your interest is noted. You have stumbled upon something that is beyond you, however. This angel, as you call it, is more complex than it may seem. It is of great interest to my people to see what will occur whenever the failure of your sector is repeated.
Oh. She relays that to Sierra.
Can't get
What
anyone
failure
to...
do... What
Let me go
she'll
find the
say also-
timeline.
I
Let's see, where would I have put that? Let me type in. Can you give me a year, Arcadum? Like one of your significant years, so I can do a Control F. Oh no, I think I got that from the Eris Librarian. Yes, let me go there. Let's see.
we know what
went-
failure he speaks of, Sierra.
Yes. Let me rack my brain. Let's see, because she got the whole timeline from. I'm getting there. There's Telta Sector. There's the side quest we got. Fiend out. Aha! Yohes the Archivist. Okay, here we go. I feel like I'm doing an open book exam. More socially adept. Let's see here. So, Chorus of Crowns is when Taladani first came into power. This is the beginning of the Third Planar War. I'm assuming he's talking about the Folly of Maltos, but I'm looking if I can get more specific than just saying that.
Yeah.
Let's see here.
Maybe
So it would've
Hades
been
is
in the-
like.
It would have been in the Fifth Era. In the Third Planar War. And that was between Maltos and Ragdar. Which was also between how the Ragdarians saw angels. So it's probably about how angels are trying to become, quote, people. Okay, so can you clarify with him if he's referring to... Oh, would he even know what the Fifth Era was, though? Hang on, I could do year math.
He's pretty old. He just might.
So I have a huge range, Arcadum, of 3001 to 4137 for the Fifth Era.
Mm-hmm.
The Taladonic Civil War. What are the specific years in that? Because that's what she would reference.
That specific war,
Yeah.
that took place at the beginning of that. Well, that's what initiated the era change. So it'd be it the first 200 to 300 years, I'm pretty sure.
Okay. Could you clarify? He may not know, he may not be tracking our eras as we do, but for us it'd be the Fifth Era. And what, well, I guess the people of our sector refer to as the Taladonic Civil War between Maltos and Ragdar.
Yeah, shall ask that we may have a difference in tracking timelines. Are you perhaps referring to the civil war between the Taladani and Maltos? That's the question, right?
Mm-hmm. Maltos and Ragdar, yeah.
Oh, sorry, Ragdar, my bad. Ragdar and Maltos.
And it would have been approximately 1,200... Oh, wait. Where are we? Yeah, about 1,200 years ago.
1,200 years ago. Approximately in our time.
The Lord will take a moment and register this information, and then he will say, I am referring to your attempt at greater weaponry. The apex species of your sector had attempted to make a weapon they could not control. And thus we will see if the mistake repeats itself.
He relates that to Sierra and says, it seems as though a weapon, he's referring to some sort of weapon.
Ah. She'll like as you do, Odir actually have a translator. She's still been steadily gazing at the binded lord, but looking over at Esther when Esther speaks every now and then.
Hmm.
Right. Yes, that weapon was created just around that same period of time. I think it is bold, but I think whether we are friend or foe based off of, well, if they're waiting. She's just musing out loud, chews on her lip a little bit. Will you ask them if they have a stance? An opinion on that weapon?
Hmm. Um, Before I ask, Zira, I think I should like an opinion on this weapon as well. I don't think I completely understand, because it seems like he's saying that there's another iteration or another copy of this weapon that exists today.
It never ceased to exist. From all those years ago.
Oh. Do you mean?
She'll just nod.
She. Oh, drop my mic. Uh, she turns to big dude and says, and asks that question. This weapon. What is May I be as supposed to ask your opinion on this weapon? And if it is indeed successful, what would come of it?
God, it's really hard for me to understand anything you're saying, man. Like, there's so much feedback when you talk. I don't
1 second.
I don't understand why it's so bad.
Let me close my window. Hold on. Is that better?
Seems
Is
to
this
be.
better? Yes, am I?
It seems to be.
Okay. I'm also coming down from a fever, so sorry if it's a little bad. She's basically asking the question that Sierra asked her to ask, which is their opinion on the weapon itself and what they think should come of it.
Okay. Well, with that, let's see here. Okay. The Lord will take a long time to respond, as if considering the question.
Sears as patient as ever, because she's also taken some time to frame up what she's been saying.
The Lord will then respond. And as he responds, you will see that the viscous material that he is seated upon begins to shift, almost as if changing, contorting with perhaps emotions, perhaps something more. And with
Could I
that,
sense what kind of emotions he's
the emotion appears to be a soft sorrow. One that is a soft sorrow that envelops around a hard logic, a consideration and almost hopeful longing before it is finally dispersed by an incredibly powerful conviction of one's duty.
Mm.
Essentially, the emotion that you sense from the Lord is one that is covered almost in a sort of regret.
Gotcha.
Before he will finally respond. And as he does so, you will feel the area sort of shift, a lingering sorrow. And so, as the Binded Lord takes a sort of seat back, he will then respond very, almost like wistfully, as he responds. And he will say, "My opinion is that those that gather themselves to such strength must prepare themselves for a greater form of war. And that is the case of your sector. You have reached out and grasped the stars. And so, as you have done so, you have placed yourselves in a position to be prepared for greater confrontation. As your light shines, it is seen by more than darkness. The Binded Lord will lift up his hand as all around him the viscous material begins to shift. The weapon made by your people. And you get the sense that when he says your people, he doesn't mean you as in the flower people of Bouquet, or you as in the Taladani, but you as in the sector. In this case, a greater definition. And he will say, the weapon made by your people ascended you to a higher form of warfare. And it would seem that your people were ill prepared. A weapon that cannot be controlled is counterproductive and destructive. It is of great interest to my people to ensure that such a weapon is not ill-used, or, if necessary, at least disallowed to be used by those that would bring harm to the greater sectors. You will then see that he leans forward, almost as if surging with emotion a little bit, of anger and regret, and perhaps even a little bit of despair sprinkled in there. As he will say, what is further is that there are those that would take the weapon for themselves. Those that would see themselves placed within a greater position. Those that would see your fledgling attempts at controlling your reality, placing your hands upon creation as vulnerable. Taken. He will then search for the word. I do not believe there is a word in your language that describes to the extent of what it is that I am trying to explain. I do not wish to insult, but your language is insufficient. So I shall say this instead. The weapon, the fusion of life and metal, organic, inorganic, true and false, is the threshold of which one ascends to the other sectors. There are many ways that this threshold can be crossed. The conundrum of magic and knowledge at odds with one another is one of the great barriers that, once broken, allows one to ascend. It would seem that the hubris of this sector is so great that it would see the destruction of many, if not all. Our tyrannical ancestors would seek to keep the weapon for themselves, bind it within a prison of Twilight. We shall see what it could become. That is my opinion on your weapon.
He relays that to Sierra.
She pales a little bit.
Sorry, I was in the moment there. Sorry, guys. I was fucking juicing.
Yeah.
Realizing what some of her suspicions, or one of her many hypotheses, these guys, is seeming to come to fruit. Oh. She'll think about which direction she wants to go, and she's actually not going to bring out the star map quite yet.
Could we perhaps
She'll-
ask about the confrontation he spoke of? 'Cause it
She'll
seems like
think a little
they're-
bit. Sorry, which confrontation?
He spoke earlier about preparing for some about the sector not being ready for some
Oh.
confrontation.
Yes, I know a little bit about that, but first, I don't want to let the threat go. He mentioned their ancestors. Could you ask him to clarify? It made it seem like his group have split off from that. Perhaps they had a civil war of their own.
Of course. She will relay that. She will ask Zero's question to him.
And what's the question exactly?
When he mentioned the I can't pronounce it, tyrannical. There you go, tyrannical ancestors. She's asking for clarification on what he meant by that, and if his group. I guess asking about like the history of his people. That's too vague, but specifically when he mentioned the tyrannical ancestors.
Yeah, could you tell us more about his ancestors?
And why he called them tyrannical.
We'd like to know the history of his peoples.
Well, the viscous goo begins to churn with anger as you ask this question. And so, he will then respond. My people were once one and are now two. We, as he gestures to himself and those present, are the Zis. But we were once the Zix. The history of my people is long and complex. Therefore, I shall give a shorter version. Our two beliefs crash into one another. But they are very much the same in many ways. We are the apex species of our sector. When faced with the threshold of magic and knowledge, we combined flesh with metal, true and false, natural and artificial. Upon their conjoining, the mysteries of creation began to unravel for us. The great notes and the chord of life became a song that we could sing. For a brief moment, we were complete. But then our people began to crash into one another. For that which is made of two cannot remain balanced. Not while either is imperfect. The Zix continued to believe that the replacement of the flesh was the only route to stability. To take one's soul and to place it within an iron cage. The Zis believe that the melding of the two should leave the soul free and the life within the greater peace. A minor deviation, no more than a few percentages, was enough to shatter our empire. And as the schism grew, so too did we change. Now we are enemies when we were once brothers. It is the reason that you have been allowed to come this far. More so of curiosity. But you have proven yourselves to at least be somewhat aware of your surroundings. Conversing with you may yet prove to be valuable. For the skulls of our enemies adorn one of your backs. I shall answer with a question of my own. You carry with you the skull of Zix. From where did you face them?
Ooh. She relays that to Sierra.
Should answer immediately. Dragonstar.
Dragonstar.
And so they make their move. This was not unforeseen. Our preparations have been made. Now it is the time to move against them. You have been helpful as messengers. I should like to see such kindness repaid. How may we be of assistance?
Oh,
Oh.
let me think.
Assistance, huh?
Sierra's too focused to feel smug that she guessed about their civil war. Let's see.
The skull he was referring to as the Taladani ring, right?
No. She's got skull books. Her skull books are made out of the Navigator skulls, which we've now learned are the other faction of these guys.
Oh. You had
That's
to
Why
spell
they
it.
look
Okay.
different.
And as you may have recalled, their skulls are a little bit
And metallic.
different and metallic,
Yep.
right?
Mm-hmm.
And they are not masks.
Yep.
And furthermore, as you may have recalled, based off what he said, where was Folly stored?
In
Mhm.
their
Twilight
possession
Station.
on the
In the
edge.
prison.
Yeah, in a station. Yeah.
Can you spell what the second group is called?
It's the exact same spelling, a different pronunciation.
Oh, close.
It's
Nerds.
X-I-X.
Oh. X-I-X, not C-I-X.
The navigators are referred to as the Zix, and the guys in front of you are referred to as the Zis.
Ah,
Neither one wants to give up their ancestral name for the other one,
So they just say it different.
so they just say it
Okay.
different. Yeah.
We are Americans.
I'm an American, not an American. I'm about to
This
who
is
and we and
interesting.
ye and haw all over this fucking
I'm
place.
American.
I'm actually a
Potato,
woman.
potato.
a sure woman.
Tomato, tomato.
I've got my question. Or my request, I should say. Esther, tell him. I think we put the card on the table. We're in pursuit of that weapon he was mentioning. And any advice they could provide us on how to control it, understand it, would be much appreciated.
Didn't he say that it was kind of against controlling it? Like
He
our sector was
mentioned that
arrogant to think so.
creating it without being able to control it is counterproductive.
She would ask that question. Might you have any insight on this weapon in question? It's how to any knowledge you have on it or how to control it.
Say it one more time for me, Rico.
This weapon, we would like some insight on its nature and how we might put it under control.
Presumptuous that you could control such a weapon where your superiors could not. As to the approach that you have taken, interfering with the process, is not conductive. We must see if your attempts of your forebearers, your superiors, is or is not a mistake. The Zix kept it away from you for a reason. We would like to see why.
I suppose, in the light of his stance, then perhaps ask him what he would offer us. What would equalize the balance of the, I believe he called us messengers? Ask him what he has to offer.
What might you have to offer then?
Sage counsel. Training, perhaps. I suppose it is more in line with what it is that you seek. Why do you seek the weapon? To claim it for yourselves?
Did Esther share that?
Yes, I share that. He makes a good point. What do we actually intend to do?
She'd say no, but for Sierra, it's actually specifically about understanding it. But that's also going to not sound right here. Here we go. No, we've kinda understood from our, well, I suppose just from our gods, that that weapon is a person of sorts. So it's not necessarily about control, it's more about understanding.
And what will you do when you have acquired this understanding?
It is difficult to say without knowing if this weapon does have thoughts, feeling, ambition, what it wants.
And would you interfere with what it wants, should you find it unacceptable?
She'll look thoughtful and truly ask herself, would she give up her life? Because greater good doesn't really mean much to Sierra. Would she give up her life if that's what? I think it is. Then her focus will snap back in. If I understood the logic behind it, even if it resulted in, well, the current iteration of my vessel, my soul, I don't think I would interfere.
So be it. If it is aid in this area, we can provide it. Our preliminary results of our scanning of Quard, the place in which the apex, as you call them, angel resides, has been a most curious attempts to penetrate the shielding have been lackluster until now. We have found that there are routes within Quard that are weaker, that are more available. We have done so in order to establish a route that we might continue to observe, or if necessary, evacuate should the Zix come. That is what the Star Seers have spoken, and what the Void has whispered. Is that in the moment of this weapon's realization, the Zix shall appear, and we will be there to stop them. Their power has grown immensely. They will not take another sector.
Seer's delighted at the turn towards warplating. Esther,
Seer.
tell him about the various, tell him about our approach thus far to gaining access to Quard. It has been to align the lesser angels on this planet towards our goal. Ask him for his advice on our strategy thus far.
Yeah, she'll ask that.
What plan is that?
I'm sorry, Arcadum, I don't understand. Is he saying that's a shit plan, or is he asking what the plan is?
He's asking what your plan is. Like you said, what you've been doing with the angels. He's asking what you've been doing with them.
Our thinking was to, one, grow ourselves to a degree in which we could confront Hades. And she'll gesture towards the picture, if he's still holding it. Which we have reason to believe is working with the weapon. We did not think, upon our first arrival to this planet, that we could... well, that it would be useless to go straight there.
I see. And you hope to use the other angels to strengthen yourself to face this Hades.
Yes.
One would think that that means you intend to interfere.
Sarah does more of a shrug, because she doesn't think it does. From our... would she call it scrying to him? I think she would. From our observations, the weapon and Hades are... she'll use her hands to, like, put them together. Like best buds. That they are working very closely together. And the initial reports is that Hades would not allow us any sort of conversation. That he is...
I believe you misunderstand my statement. You have just said that you would not interfere. Why then must you prepare yourselves in such a way if your intention is not to interfere? Would it not be better to simply leave and observe? To understand?
I had hoped for a conversation, just as we are doing here, to understand.
You will see that the Lord will tap his fingers across his goopy armchair. And then he will say, I find the statement to be contradictory. If you have no means, or pardon me, intention to interfere, why would you gather the means to do so? And if from that conversation, what is its purpose if you do not intend to interfere?
Answering in reverse, the purpose of the conversation is to gain education, much like this, to garner the understanding of its logic.
Indeed.
As to why we would gather the angels, I suppose it is from my own perspective that, well, I was, to speak honestly, delighted but surprised that you all would have such an open conversation with us. I have come up against angels that have, what would she say? Defaulted is not what she would say. Gone awry? That's not what she'd say. Corrupted? I think corrupted is what she would say. She's going to reference Primus. I have attempted to have a conversation with a corrupted angel in the past, and conversation was not possible until their hard light was dismissed.
You will see that the Lord taps the arm of his goopy chair again, and then he will say, "If all that you seek is a conversation, then why have you not contacted the source of your interest directly? There are means to speak with them. Have you used them?"
Not yet, for we believe we have only one shot to do that. And we'd like to have it be within the parameters of risk that we could accept.
An awful lot to gamble for a conversation that you have no intention of interfering with.
She nods. Sierra truly believes that.
The Binded Lord has whispers of suspicion echoing and thrumming through the goop that you can feel, Estermania. He will then say, "It is not our place to interfere, only observe and to ensure that our counterparts do not seek to capture and control that which is not theirs." An odd equivocation, it would seem, as you intend to defeat these other angels, as you call them, to sequester sufficient strength that you might have a conversation.
He will relay that, but then cease translating to talk to Sierra and say, "It seems as though his suspicion is growing a bit, Sierra. We mentioned earlier that we didn't wish to engage, but interacting with Ollie directly seems to fall within the definition of interacting to them. Perhaps we should make our it seems as though we're on the same page as these people, but as to I suppose we should make it more clear that should Folly not listen to reason, that we would put an end to him specifically."
There is a phrase, Esther, one I'm rather fond of lately. Speak softly. But have a melee.
Ah. Yeah, she can be a bit intimidating when she means to be. Then shall I, inform him that while it is best that we come to peaceful terms, should he continue to rampage throughout our sector, that sadly we would have to do what is necessary and
She'll look a bit alarmed. No. That would be interfering.
then
My point is simply, I find the more gravitas one has, the more likely the other party is for diplomacy. That is all.
What if we aren't able to reach diplomacy with him then? With folly?
Well, as I answered here, for me to not interfere, I need to understand the logic. And if the weapon, she says pointedly, not saying the name, is incapable of logic, that removes the binding of my statement.
Some people don't really, adhere to logic though, Sierra. If they're convinced enough of it, anyone can do anything. Or would stick to their path.
She'll just shrug.
If we would have to interfere.
Are you guys just talking about this in front of him?
Yeah, like, not, yeah, we switched to, like, our language and we didn't,
Okay, I'm just.
Yeah, we're
you're
just
still in front
talking.
of him. Like, like you're just talking.
yeah.
That is actually why Zero shrugged. She's not interested in having a conversation on ethics right here and morality.
Hmm. So,
He offered assistance. His sage counsel. I believe we have received quite a bit of that. He also mentioned training. Perhaps ask him what he meant by that.
she nods and she says to him, then, we have already taken your sage counsel. What sort of, training could you provide us?
Seeing as how the attempted to change the subject is on the table, the Lord will state, your warning of the movements of our enemies are appreciated. There are facilities here within this place that may be able to provide assistance. I would hope that it would assist in your facilitation of your desires. I will make note of this now, so that you take it with you, as it were.
Cyril will blink with a sudden realization and actually make a sudden gesture. Oh, Esther, he mentioned there are avenues contacting the weapon and or Hades. Is that something we could do here?
So you interrupt the Lord?
Oh, was he not done?
No.
Oh, sorry. I heard training facilities. I thought that was it.
No.
She wouldn't interrupt him.
God, now I forgot what I was saying. Hold on. Let's see. Oh, there we go. I'll just repeat what I said. There are facilities here available for your facilitation of your desires. However, let me be very clear, so that there is no confusion. Our intention, our desire, our prerogative, whichever word you would like to use, is that we are not to interfere. We are to prevent interference. As of right now, it is unclear to me about what it is that you intend to do. Your moralities, objectives, whatever they may be, are irrelevant as long as they do not involve interference. Interference in this case, to be clear, is to prevent what is to naturally happen. We wish to see this experiment to its end. If such a thing is possible, this melding of flesh and metal, of false and true, and balance is to be maintained within this weapon, then it means that your people are ready for a higher form of existence. And then, and only then, will we offer our guidance. Least of all before our counterparts do. Okay, now he's done.
I relay that.
That's fair. Then, as an afterthought, she'll remember that he said that there's ways to just contact Folly, which she feels, but will not show, embarrassed that she did not think of doing that. Could you ask him what he meant, or how is it possible to have that conversation with the weapon at this point? It was my understanding, and it sounds like I was ignorant, that we could not until the shielding around Quard was removed.
He did just say he was against interaction. Should we tell him that's what our intention is?
Sir blinks at Esther and wonders if Esther's been present the whole conversation. He was fine with my desire to have a conversation.
I'll ask that then. If we do wish to have that conversation. What sort of means was he referring to earlier?
Are you talking to me or her? Like what's going on right now?
Sorry, I'm relaying the question to the Lord.
And the question is?
Do they have the means to initiate, reach out to, what word have you, to the weapon to have a conversation at this point in time? Because Sierra thought that that was impossible with the barrier that's around Quard. So Sierra's showing a little bit of what her previous ignorance was.
The Binded Lord will state, yes, a message is possible.
Oh. She'll blink rapidly as she absorbs that. Who could we follow up with?
Me.
She'll nod at that. And she'll also state, I'm sure he's aware, but there are 7 of us in total, and I'd like to discuss with them, as that option is now. We didn't know we could do that before.
The offer of our assistance is still offered. If that is the assistance you wish, so be it.
Thank you. Is it alright if we bring the whole group down to see the training facilities?
If you have decided that is the aid you would like, then yes. Until then, we would prefer to keep our security.
I understand. We will discuss above and make our decision.
The Lord will nod. I give you leave to do so.
She'll realize she doesn't actually know if she should bow or curtsy or do anything.
He will pull the lever on his lazy boy goop chair and will float into the goop below and disappear.
Sarah will just say out loud, "Wow."
The Guardian
She'll
will
look.
start to gesture.
She'll look over at the Guardian, knowing that he can't understand her. Thank you. Well. Oh boy. Let's go, Esther.
Yeah.
She'll take Moto off her head and squeeze him to her chest like a teddy bear, like she usually does when she's anxious.
Big conversation. Humongous, even.
Heavy.
How
Unless
long
there's
were they
things to
down
see.
there?
Unless there's things to see, Arcadum can you just take us back to the top where everybody is?
Yeah, I can do that, yeah.
Yeah, cool.
How
Sorry,
long
go
were
ahead,
they
Roxanne.
down there? Yeah, I was just asking Arcadum how long.
20 minutes or so.
Oh, okay.
3 hours.
Oh, no.
7
I was
days
rank-
later.
I was
So, yeah.
wrangling whether or not Legas them that he did not detect them at some point, like a minute in.
Sarah will show up on the creaking elevator, and she is just pale. She's a little wobbly. She looks quite just stunned. She's in a state of shock.
No, you two look like you had some fun. I didn't detect you there for a while.
I need to sit down.
We had
Should go back.
the
She'll go back to her faithful forklift and just sit on a box,
You mean unseen agent or servant?
squeezing Moto.
Are you okay? What have you learned? Is it too exhausting for now?
Oh no! You should all hear this immediately. She'll blink rapidly. You know, I think it would be better if she'll do a series of she'll pull on Moto's left horn, yank out his tongue, tickle his right foot, kickstart the projector screen. And she'll use a 24-hour recording mechanism. She'll just replay the entire conversation for them.
Oh,
Oh,
interesting.
this changes
Boy.
things.
What?
Sano puts his hat down.
Legast's little tentacles start wriggling as he's sitting there thinking, watching the projection.
Movie night.
So they are different from the navigators we fought.
Well, they're technically the same.
But also not.
But they aren't.
Legast takes a quick glance at Melee, seeing how she's reacting to it. Is she still
Mm.
purple?
The purple might be dimming, but it kind of sort of pulses. She's not entirely convinced, but not entirely as upset as before.
This is interesting.
Well, I
So this-
assume this means that they don't have Malenkine's index.
Well,
Oh,
seems like they didn't even ask.
I didn't even think to ask. I got so distracted by well, who they are.
Oh yes, this is a big thing for sure.
It seems like that is the least of what they are observing. There is so much more. What would one index do for them?
We don't know. I can't even fathom what they are trying to get at.
They want to see if the, she'll do little air quotes, ultimate life form that was, whether intentional or not, created, and which she'll look around, think about the fact that they could very easily be heard, eavesdropped on. Do I have anything? Stops, looks through spellbook. I have things that would silence all of us. That's not very useful.
Only
No.
Big Boy was
We
here.
wouldn't be able to understand anything.
She'll actually change to the Moto telepathy. I know you all can't respond telepathically, but who we talked to in Olswitz told us that there was quite a high probability there were other entities like Folly. But I realize now that I didn't scope that to just our sector. Because according to these, that is the ultimate life form. It is, she'll look towards Melee. It is what we were just starting to understand from the research notes on Valkis. It is the merging of Arcana with digital. As they are naturally two opposing forces, the cultures, the societies that figure that out are the ones who ascend. And, well, I suppose it's just further evidence that Taladon bit off more than he could chew.
We're just fishes in a pond, not ready for the ocean yet.
Cyril will say out loud, yes.
And this ascension could lead to warfare that I assume this sector would not be prepared for.
Already leading to that. With that other
Well-
bunch of navigators.
I'm
So-
actually not quite sure. I am wondering if the navigators came here to remove that, well, those weapons, that technology, to prevent the sector-wide warfare, but that doesn't quite line up because this, he referred to himself as a lord, mentioned almost in passing that they would not allow the Zees to take another sector. So I'm not quite sure, but it did seem to be spoken about separately. Larger sector war seems separate from the Zees invading.
The best that I am hearing here is that these Zeus, though they must be, his eyes are wide and dealt with in some way at some time, there is no time restriction there are still things we must do. And it appears, dealing with this, we are given time, yes?
It sounded like we were given the potential of a more direct approach than what we have been doing.
It does, but
Don't get me wrong, fighting every angel on band sounds like a lot of fun, but it seems like there is a bit of a clock. We might want to get ahead of it, if there is the potential of this.
so that you believe...
Go ahead.
Go, say no. No, please.
The original fear that we had, because we were speaking about contacting them in some kind of way before, was that it would put us on the radar immediately. We landed here to kind of gather our strength to get there, like, step by step. Taking the direct approach, I feel like, would make us the ones that take a bigger bite than we could chew. Because whatever it is, it would put us in direct confrontation, probably, with Hades. Which is... And I don't mean this in any disrespectful way, but we are not ready for that.
Every angel we face is a bigger bite than we can chew. That's why we do it together.
Yes, but we know the power levels. We have seen how far we have come, and we've come quite far, but in slow steps, and those slow steps were necessary.
These people offered down there training of some kind. They didn't seem to be specific, but if it is anything like the abilities that we know of them, thanks to Esther, those look like they would come very much in handy when fighting angels in any case.
But then we don't get the direct approach. It was a either or. They offered us one assistance, which is either the message they offered us to send, or the training facilities access.
You do speak truth.
Single message ain't a conversation, Sano.
Exactly.
But the ability to more easily handle angels and continue our path is, if I'm not, mistaken, far more of use to us in our current mentality.
I agree with that statement.
Of course, I mean, do you all remember what happened with Dold? We'll not be here if it were not the actions of not Luca, Dr. Legasp.
Legasp.
But perhaps you recall, by means of which we went to Velkas, yes? You recall this method. Is there any more of these... I failed to find the word for such, aspects of other... Sure, yes, sure. If this is best, yes. Do we have more of these? Power is what we need now.
I have one.
To
I
where?
got one too, but I think Sears is better.
I mean, certainly we could just
I think I have one too.
have a couple of diversions. To me, the greatest thing I just learned is that the key to the next natural evolution, descendants, is merging arcane magic with digital.
You know this to be difficult, Sira. You know they are contrasted to one another, yes? Are you saying that this is perfected by them?
Yes, you saw what I saw. He was basking, bathing, sleeping in the sort of liquid that seemed to empower that. Why I bring this up is I feel whatever steps we choose next should be in pursuit of understanding that combination. We understand that. We understand the key of what the angels truly are, their first steps into what they were created, and then also what the weapon truly is.
But doesn't it seem like these Z's are just biding their time? Like, they're not interfering right now.
Oh,
And they're not going to interfere with it, until it comes to a sort of completion, whatever they're looking for. But the second it does, one of the whole reasons I wanted to talk to our mutual acquaintance first was so that he could choose and not be used by people against his will. And this sounds an awful lot to me like once he achieves it, they're just going to take him and start using him for their own purposes to achieve their own enlightenment and success, basically.
They don't need him. They already are him, if not more advanced.
Well, it doesn't sound like it if he's stuck in a puddle of goop all the time.
Oh, he's not stuck. It is much like we use our mana.
The reason why they are observing on the completion of this weapon is because it would put us on the greater map, and then we have a complete change of stance to the other sectors, which
We
is
are rats
what they're
in a
trying
cage
to
to them.
observe.
It is the technology precedes the intelligence, yes?
Yes.
Yes.
Hmm.
I know you said you weren't going to interfere, but I plan on not letting anyone use our mutual acquaintance.
Sarah will flash a grin. I was quite intentional in my wording. She'll give a wink to Melee.
Well, thanks for that.
Well, it seems like they wouldn't. They wouldn't. Nah, Santa will stop himself because he doesn't know if somebody listens or not.
Go on.
No, it's
I'm
fine.
listening.
Well, can we at least decide one thing? We will stay here. We will have to, yes, for at least the day. Do we go back to Oasis? Do we stay here longer?
I mean, if we got offered the access to the training facilities.
He was
I
not
would
willing
use
to
that
tell me
opportunity.
more until we made the choice. I feel neutral. Not that I do not care, but more neutral between the two. It seems most likely to me if we were to take him up on the training offer, our path will be filled with combat. If we were to take him up on the message option, diplomacy.
And
I
how
do not mind either
certain?
path.
How certain are you, Sira, that they would not be, as you have done, the double crossing or the triple even?
I felt his conviction. There is a truth to both the Lord and his people. They are
Would you
convicted in their purpose.
Does that mean you say they would say the same for you?
I do not know what they think of me. They thought enough to offer assistance. They were quite fond that we slew their brethren.
I suppose that is what worries me a tad. These
I might.
creatures-
Oh, sorry. Go ahead. You weren't finished.
No, it's okay. You were just jumping out like that at me. Jeez. Go ahead. I don't even remember what I was going to say. Lou, so
No,
you
I'm
might
sorry.
as well. It is okay. It's
Scared it out of you.
yeah. Oh, yes, very.
Look, if it comes between more combat and diplomacy, I might argue that all of us are good at one of those things, and only very few of us are good at the other.
I'm good at both.
That is very well said, Mulu. Wow.
Frowns at Melee's dark purple rage. Yes, I see that.
I am back.
The problem I have with the path of, and he puts it in air quotes, diplomacy. I don't think it would lead to diplomacy. It is one message that would put us on the radar of the one we are almost certain to need to fight.
Unless the reply is, yes, come for the picnic that Melee has planned.
Well, and there's also the fact that fighting all these angels most likely has already put us on the radar, as you say, Sano.
Yes,
Like,
they
he may
probably
not
know
know
we were coming.
exactly where we are, since we've happened to be good at avoiding a... Oh, is it... Who's looking for us?
Adrian?
Yeah, there's it.
Yeah, that one.
Cyril frowned at that reminder. She's somewhat scared of him.
So I'm not so worried about... I mean, I guess a message would probably, like, pinpoint us where we are, right? It's more... I don't think one message is going to be enough. And I'm also a little concerned that something might get misconstrued. Like, if they change our words around as they send the message, you know? I still don't fully trust them, if I'm being honest.
Fair.
I side with Melee.
I don't necessarily want to keep fighting either. I'd rather get done with this as soon as possible. I got my reasons. But at this point, I think either asking for a little additional clarification, seeing whether or not they've got Valentine's index that we're looking for, and then maybe choosing that as our reward instead of choosing training, or just going for the training and hoping it helps us get done with what we need to get done faster so we can have a picnic.
I agree with that.
Okay, well, I suppose we are going down there as a group then and saying, hello, it is all of us, and that way everyone can ask questions and we can stop having one-sided conversations at a time. Good, excellent. Mulu will start to move towards the elevator and stand in it, chilling, waiting.
Lagas raises his hand. Just one thing to denote. Since we're deciding on the picnic idea, speaking with Folly, it seems. He looks around for verification.
Mulu sighs.
That was
This
always the
picnic.
plan.
And nods.
Just looking back at this projection, I feel like I need to remind that if the diplomacy goes south, we would most likely have to deal with the other 6, as it seems that they're going to be observers in this whole conversation. So what would we do in that case?
Are you trying to roundabout say if we decide to interfere after all? What are we going to do about the Zix trying to stop us from interfering?
Mm-hmm. Or if we're just going to, I don't know, let things happen as they happen.
Well, that was honestly part of my intentions with having the picnic in the first place, was to talk to him about what's happening and see if he knows where he's headed, and to give him advice on how to get there. So, I guess in essence my talk was to hopefully spur him forward in a good direction, sure, albeit, but, you know, trying to get, I guess, the experiment to complete faster, as they would put it.
Okay. If that is the overarching goal, then what are we waiting for?
Then it
He
puts his
starts
hat
to
on.
walk over, sit next to Mulu.
Sarah pouts a little. She wanted to snuggle up.
Oh, you didn't realize. Come on, you slow pokes.
I am coming, yes.
So we're sending a message.
No,
No.
I don't think so.
We're going for the training facilities?
He'll hold a hand out for you.
She'll take it to stand up. She looks drained.
We're going to ask about the index, see if they have any information on it, to decide if we want that as an alternative reward, and then we're going to say, yes, most likely training.
For the index, Arcadum, would you say that being a seraph and being in the digital space where I saw Malenkind, would you say that I could use the locate object spell to maybe find it? Am I familiar enough with it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Cyril
gonna
also
say,
let out an audible hiss. I don't think they would take kindly to us coming down for a third conversation. I think we come down with our decision and that is it.
If I could, Melee, give me one moment. Just allow me 1 minute. He'll get in a meditative stance and he'll try and locate object. He'll try and locate the index of Malenkind.
Cyril slumps back down in the forklift.
You do not sense anything right now.
Okay. I cannot be certain. I can try again, but when I try to search deep for the index, I do not detect its presence. Perhaps if we go deeper, I might.
I don't think it is here. I think I
I
was wrong about that.
I think you are correct. I think it is not here as well. I do not think that is how the indexes work.
I think Sano is right. What use do they have of it? It is an ant to them.
It is not off the table, but as we get deeper, I will check again. They are right, though. We should waste no time. Hand out again, because you slump back.
Sorry, so which one were we asking for?
Training, Sarah.
Training.
Oh. Alright. She'll just lean on Havars.
That way we can take it into our own hands, and it doesn't need to be any of their business.
She'll let him walk her around. Like a dad.
They'll find a way to make it their business. That's what they're good at.
Well, they are watching.
Very well.
Down we go! Hits button.
Alright.
Chugga,
Very
chugga,
slowly.
I gotta feed Jax. I'll have my headset on, but just move me around.
Maximum capacity reached. Oh, and we fall down.
I mean, two of
Sarah
us are
is
floating,
really
so-
fat.
Two of you weigh nothing. Sano is
Yeah.
probably like a brick house.
Yeah, I weigh a lot. Yeah. Sano himself weighs 240 pounds and then
My
has
goodness.
180 pounds in carry capacity.
My gosh, Sano.
Then wouldn't the elevator just move down faster? Because of the
No,
We just plummet
that
to
is
our
not
death.
how.
That's how our campaign ends. We die in the
That is not how pulleys. That is not how pulleys or pressure plates work. If you put too much weight, they simply snap.
Elevator falls, everyone dies.
Good.
The two
Except for
floaty
the two
boys just
ghosts.
float down. Very slowly.
Mulu lands
Sano
on his
weighs
feet.
a lot.
I'm just waltzing into this place. Yes, good.
Like you own the place.
Of course, I own every place.
Alright. As you take the elevator down, the Guardian is with you again. Seemingly slightly annoyed as he has better things to do, but still. He will gesture for you to follow him again.
He moves as a group.
Yeah.
Please.
Oh, yeah.
I'm trying to.
Oh,
People
oh.
keep running away from me. Like I'm trying to.
I am
Oh,
so
sorry.
fast. I am so fast. You can't get me. You can't.
Cat?
Cat.
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 Katze.
You see the same strange plants. And when you get to this point, oh boy.
Ooh. What's going on in there?
Havaris.
Oh!
Yes.
Oh my god.
I need you to make me an Arcana check.
Arcana.
Or not Arcana, Convalescence kit check, sorry.
That I can do. Let's see.
God. Do you have...
That is a portal to the digital space. What they are worshipping in front of.
Woo-woo.
Interesting.
Hey.
God.
Okay.
Just a little nibble. I'm gonna shoot a sensual look in Ephemania's direction.
Oh my
Oh.
Wink.
No.
Damn!
What emotions do you get off that, Esther Mania?
Bad vibes.
Suddenly I feel deep vibes in the air. Bad vibes in the air.
Capital D colon.
All 7 to the fallen plant.
Well, it's not the fallen. I bit a leaf. It's fine. It's a
It's
leaf.
gonna be real funny when it
That's
poisons you later.
Oh, please. Plants don't poison people. Who ever heard of a plant poisoning someone?
Looks at
You
Esther
obviously
Mania.
didn't grow up in the Badlands.
Looks at Poisoner's Kid.
Yeah.
Looks like
Looks
Antidote
at Rogue, a plant
reverse
that is
poison.
specializing in poison.
Looks at own head. What? Alright. When you get to about this point, Havaris, your locate object spell begins to activate. The object you seek is in the pool of goo.
What? It is here?
Oh.
Oh my
What the
god.
fuck?
That is so bad.
His eyes will widen. He looks to Melee and Syrah. You can tell he wants to say something, but his eyes are widened, like something unexpected happened.
Melee looks at him and crosses her arms. Uh-huh. She'll just give a nod.
He just gives a heavy eye contact towards the pool, hoping that means anything to you.
Uh-huh.
Pulls shirt away from neck.
The Binded Lord will rise up from the goop and will look to Estermania and will speak in the same plant language as before. Have you made your decision?
Yes, we have.
Esther,
Yes, Melee.
you gotta ask.
About the index, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. We called that something that might be of interest. 1 second. Yeah, is, if there is a index here, that might be something we like. Of one of these angels.
Is Astromania getting quieter and quieter to everyone else?
Yeah, I can't hear
Yes.
him, man.
Yeah, a little bit.
He said we
So-
want the index.
Yeah,
did say
it
that.
might be of interest.
Oh yeah, that's what I asked.
Oh, he's back.
All right. You will see that the Lord will hold his hand over the goop, and you will see an index conjured forth from it and into his hand. You are referring to this, yes?
Lulu will pog and point.
Can we like check it out before responding? Like, can we perceive anything about it?
Sure.
Can I roll
So
a check? Does it look corrupted or anything?
Or Marshall?
Convalescence kit maybe? Check.
Convalescence kit.
Marshall.
Yeah.
Convalescence.
I marshaled the index. Oh.
Nice.
Havaris, you will recognize that is Malenkine's index, but it also isn't. Revealing that it is a copy of the index.
Hmm. He'll kind of whisper to Esther's back, believe it is a duplicate, not the real thing.
So, we not want it then? What if it's like half of a whole?
That is not what a duplicate is, you know. But
Hmm.
I'm curious as to what they are using it for. He seems forthcoming in showing it to us. Ask him, Mr. Many. Ask him what it's for.
We'd like to know a bit more about it if that's okay. What is it? Or specifically?
It is a duplication of Malenkine's index, which acts as a chamber for, so to speak, of the creature's intentions, life. We have created duplicates of the indexes of those that you call angels in order for further study.
Interesting.
Pure lace tag.
So, are their duplicates also corrupted? Or did they happen to somehow get an uncorrupted version?
You'll ask about the purity of the indexes that they possess. Are they corrupted like the current ones? The originals?
The creature will shake its head and will say, "Our versions are in a closed network. They have not received the malicious updates that Poison banned."
Guys, can I ask Kim a question? I feel like I have suspicion that the sort of that the malicious updates come from like the navigators because they want to like bind, like if I'm understanding correctly, because they bind like their ideology is that they want to bind the angel's soul in, as opposed to these guys letting them loose. So I wanted to ask if the most updates came from this.
That would be an interesting query.
You're asking if they know where the corruption comes from?
I guess that's a better way to word it, yeah.
Yeah. Like if it's the Zis that might have incited it. Or maybe something else.
Yeah, because that would kind of explain Primus's bindings as well. Could I ask, yeah, so shall I ask, do you know the origins of this corruption, these malicious updates?
The source is from the one known as Hades, attempting to assert full control once more. We believe that it is the indoctrination of the digital edicts depicted towards Hades upon its inception. We are curious to see if the freedom that they have been given will falter and fail, or will succeed.
She relays that to everyone.
Well, I highly doubt they're going to give us copies of every angel that we ask for. And I don't know if copies are going to be what we need to get to Hades. Like, I don't know if they're going to be as strong as the original, right? So what do? Do we ask for the index? Do we ask for more? Or do we ask for training?
Well, we do not need a copy of the index. That won't help us.
I agree. One small thing, Esther. See if you could ask for a voice module from Sheen.
Ooh. Perhaps we are not interested in this copy of Mankind's Index, but perhaps if you possess other copies, you perhaps have a voice box for the angel known as Sheen, or a copy of it.
You will see the Lord let the index it's currently holding fall into the gloop, hold out its hand, and another index is summoned. One that Tavares will recognize as to be a full copy of the original form of Sheen's index. The one that contains her voice.
That should have what
yeah.
we need.
So do we want to accept this rather than the training?
It's just keep that on the line for now.
We need a decision.
All right, you want to do training?
Decision.
How valuable do you think what she has to say will be of ours?
It is more of a promise that I made, and this is the way I can do that.
Mm-hmm.
It may not even help as much as we need. It is more my own personal business. But
Yeah.
a small piece, we could ask.
Maybe they're willing to give us both, training and a small piece. Or perhaps, once we accomplish our own goals, and it inevitably furthers theirs with seeing the experiment get closer to its conclusion or complete itself, right? Maybe they'll give us another little boon there at the end. You can ask for it then. If fixing
Perhaps.
Hades' corruption doesn't fix it in the first place.
At least we know it exists. I think that's
Yes.
good enough info for now. Okay.
Very
So
well.
training it is.
I feel like I should step in a little bit as a DM here.
Please.
So you're given one reward out of all this. That's either access to the training facilities, or you could ask for an index. Sheen getting her voice back is a very big deal. I think people are underselling how valuable that really is. It's a pretty big deal. So.
I was
Well,
going to back Tavares
So
up
would that
on
be a
that.
third option then?
I was
Yeah,
more
we can
hoping
ask
that
for me.
instead of like a full index, I could literally just like download like a voice module from the index, like a copy of a file.
I mean, her index is like damaged, so the copy is needed for that.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You bring-
I guess so.
You need the original parts to replace,
Yep.
which is a physical
You
thing.
base-
Mhm.
And although
basically
Mulu
get the
came down
parts
here,
you need.
oh sorry,
No, that's all.
yeah, Mulu came down here fully looking for training, but upon seeing this as an option, he'd fully back Tavares if he wanted to get the copy instead.
Same.
I know a big ask, but do you think we could like just get copies of all the indexes, and because then all the angels would be functional, right?
I think that's too much to ask.
I feel like that's a lot, actually.
Yeah,
Mm.
we get one thing.
I'm always on the side of the most unique option.
Yep.
Training from these guys is incredibly unique.
Hmm.
We have capabilities, massive tinkering capabilities. I truly believe Havaris on his own, with the right parts, can restore Sheen. I don't think
Don't
us
think
on our
so.
own are ever going to get a training opportunity from something like this.
Okay, I'm swayed to a degree.
I guess how important is Sheen's voice? Like, would the lore that we find outweigh the training that we receive? Would it be more unique in that
I
sense?
think it's equal because she was the messaging system. So the amount of archives of all the messages we get to read would be phenomenal lore. So I think it's equal in weight, which is why Arcadum mentioned it's not a minor thing. It's
Lolly made a really good point, which is something I, for some reason, always forget about. Havaris is really good with tech.
an incredible tinkerer. He has a whole station. We got some incredibly legendary scrap on the floor of the ocean through Dold. I think we can get there on our own.
How quickly can he do that, though?
But he said
I
he
imagine it
needs
takes
the
time.
original parts.
Of course it takes time.
And yeah, like Rain said, he needs them like unique parts for that.
We've gotten
Sure.
conversation
I
with
mean,
these with half-baked conversation. If it wasn't perfect, it would still be something.
I vote for the lore of it, and then we get the training from the portals. What's it called?
Hmm.
Not every portal is training. Mine is specifically knowledge.
The scrolls, you mean, probably.
Mm-hmm.
Mine's an angry lich.
Mine is a full transform of character.
We've already done that.
Fourth transformation. Turn back to gnome.
These do not sound like training. These sound like trouble.
Then there is only one thing, one decision now. Each one of us will vote.
What are you
Sheen's-
voting for?
I agree.
We are voting for
Sheen
Sheen's
or
voice
training?
or training. Yes.
Hmm.
You have split me between Havaris and Syrah once again.
Y'all want to just put in the Discord chat? We'll all type it at the same time, either Sheen or training.
Yes,
Let's
yes,
do it
yes.
in the side chat of Foundry, and then we have it on stream.
Sure. We'll do it in Foundry then.
You had to roll a d2.
So one for
I,
Sheen, two for training.
Oh, I was
Sure.
just
Okay.
gonna write it out.
I was just
Okay.
ready.
That's
Whatever,
easy.
just one or the other. Yeah.
I'm ready. Tell me one.
All right, everybody ready?
Ready?
Ready.
Okay.
Ready.
3, 2, 1, go.
That is 1,
3
2,
for Sheen,
3.
4 for training.
Against. Okay, training it is.
Split.
You
Very
can't
well.
split with 7.
We split. It's just uneven. It is fine.
Quick,
About
Okay,
half of us.
put in your vote.
It is okay.
My vote was a coin flip, so don't feel bad.
All right.
That's fine.
So you've chosen training. The
Yes.
Binded
Very
Lord
well.
will let the index fall into the goop below.
No hard feelings for ours.
I
Lots
understand.
of hard feelings. Fuck your
We-
idea.
We have-
Oh my god.
Oh my god. What the fuck was that?
Sierra, please.
She did not say that in character.
Your whole vibe right now is very aggressive, you know.
More aggressive than that.
Really rubbing off on her.
Sarah
You're
leans
fine.
over the shoulder of Avaris and says,
She gives him a wet willy.
deserved.
Oh my
With the
god.
tentacle.
Yeah, you push him
Since the
down.
wettest
Ew.
willy.
She won't be wet. She just been dried up by the heat.
I was saving this crab for later, but if you need something to crush,
Like, where did you get that crab?
Unhand me!
Is that crab the other Lucky?
The crab will then reveal itself to be, ha ha! It was me!
The haha will never not be funny. I love it every time.
I love that Lucky's our mascot. He's just so cute.
He's a mascot and he's not even on screen.
Did you
like
think
ever.
you could escape me, heroes? Now you will reap the whirlwind.
Oh my god. I love him. He keeps the harpy protected.
He's just on your
Yes.
wing, dude. It's like, you can never escape me.
He
Alright.
helps us in combat.
Alrighty then.
I can't
Right.
wait until Lucky's in the final battle with us.
Yeah.
He's actually our end boss.
It was always me.
he's been feeding on the engines the entire time.
Oh
Like
dear.
a cancer.
He becomes the Godzilla
He gets
of
so
Lucky's.
big, he rises like the sun on the horizon.
I
Ha
am the
ha! It's like a really deep ha ha! Now your final confrontation. And then you guys fight him in the Astral Harpy. Very cool.
Yeah.
Alright, anyway. So, as you have made your selection, the Binded Lord will gesture. You may use our facilities. Within it, we shall explore which amongst you have resonance. Should you possess such resonance, we will teach you the words of power.
Oh.
Oh my god.
Ooh.
Oh, yeah.
Will you tell me good job for
Is what
passing the social check, please? I need to hear it.
Good job, you're special.
Yay!
I hope we learn the power word for opening doors.
Zata!
There's a door! Oh, love that guy.
Alright. So, since you've chosen those training facilities, oh boy, we get to fucking do some shit.
God. Training montage. Training montage.
Training montage!
Yay!
It's time
Let's
for
fucking go.
power
Oh,
words.
Oh
Two of us
my.
will be here next week.
Oh yeah, that's right.
I'm the first samurai with power words.
Who's
Not yet, you're not. We gotta find out if you got a resonance. You might be on the bench
Yeah.
with me.
If we already know a power word, do you think that means we have resonance?
Could be.
I guess we'll have to find out.
Maybe
Guess
they
so.
maybe they teach me how to swing my naginata really really hard.
My naginata. More like naginata,
Power word.
if you know what I'm saying.
Power word.
Naginata.
Naginata.
Alright, time to do some rolls.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Oh shit, we're getting lined up.
Oh my god, it's bothering me that we're shifted like one over.
Oh yeah, that's bothering you.
We're not.
We're shifted?
It's not symmetrical.
How about
centered.
that?
No!
How about that? That better?
No! One more over.
How about that? That better?
Right, just
No.
slightly
No.
off
No.
the grid. Yes,
That better?
perfect.
Yeah, that's better. That's way better.
And now that you've gotten it perfectly,
No!
perfectly padded to the edge of the cliff, then you boot it all the way off.
Okay, there you go.
Oh my god!
All right, time to make rolls. So how this works is that resonance is, well, it's my version of psionics. It's the ability to directly divulge yourself to the waking realm and the dream in order to use power words to enact your reality. It's a pure form of magic, and it's based off of your ability to manifest your desire. It's essentially the resource pool that power words use now. It used to be just Constitution modifier, but that was
Oh, I would love that.
not useful. So, I did some changes. We're going to start with you. Let's see what your resonance is. Whoa!
That high?
The funny
Ooh,
number.
double sevens.
The funny
Seven.
number.
Funny numbers.
The
Funny
A
numbers.
funny number?
Funny numbers. As it turns out, Mulu has a resonance of 1.
Whoa!
So you have resonance.
I am number 1.
I am number 1.
Oh, nice.
How?
Next up is Estermania. Okay. Estermania does not have resonance.
Oh.
Legasp has resonance.
Oh.
I'm so nervous, you guys. Hold my hands. I'm nervous.
You're the last one.
I'm sweating.
Sano
This is such a wizard thing. I'm nervous.
has resonance.
Oh,
There we go.
Power Samurai! Yeah!
resounding blade.
Whoa!
Uh-oh.
Damn!
Whoa. Okay.
What does that mean?
It's that anti-resonance.
Let's see here.
The blank of resonance.
Oh, God.
I'm so nervous, Bailey.
I already know gold. I don't understand.
Melee has... Oh, that's cool as fuck. That's so appropriate, too. Melee has void resonance.
Whoa.
The blank of resonance.
Next is Avaris. No resonance. And then
Wait.
finally,
I can't look.
has
I can't look.
no resonance.
I hate
No.
Yeah.
Put me in the corner. I need to cry.
Moon walks around like super proud, puffing his chest out. Gangster walk.
What does this gangster walk look like?
Mulu man
Uh,
walk. Mulu.
yeah,
Mulu
he's
Mulan
creep
man
walking.
Gang, rise up.
He walks like a Japanese high school delinquent when he's proud of himself.
Oh my god!
Hips forward, hands in pockets.
Good.
Legas walks like a old man, an Asian old man. Hands behind his back, leaning forward.
Shit.
Mealy just floats their arms crossed, staring him down.
Not too hard. They will notice.
Mm.
Seer's openly crying over her rejection.
Uh-oh.
Hestermania just exploded.
Is soaking up the sadness,
He's back.
drinking up her tears.
I rolled for Sano, Legasp, Mulu, and melee has void resonance. Coolio. Alright, so before people start crying, you
too
can,
late.
you can get resonance. It's just this is who starts with it, so.
I'm not special.
Wah!
I failed.
Oh, I'm not special. I just have a fucking
I'm
staff and
useless.
ring and
Ah.
a bunch of spells. Alright, cool.
She ugly cries into Esther's flowers.
Obviously, this has come from all of my my channeling my will power, you know, pushing things
It
off
is
rocks,
my will.
crushing every crab.
It is my honor that gave me this resonance.
Look at my power. Look at it.
Yes.
That is why. It's easy.
Yes.
That's what it is to be beyond a normal Storvex.
That veil gets me every time.
Tiny toes, though. The tiny toes. Like,
Tiny, tiny toes.
You're making fun of my feet, Melee, as he bats through yours.
Damn,
Wow.
You went
Just
that
through
far?
Poof! I bat her toes into mist for a moment. Oh, no toes! Cloudy toes. And then
Cloudy
they
toes.
The gas just looks at the Zix. I swear we are very professional.
Dana will look at the.
The
Dana
guardian.
will look at
The
Zix.
guardian does not.
He's
the guardian,
lying.
The guardian does not judge.
Yeah. But
Oh.
secretly, he is judging.
Not publicly, at least. Anyway, all
I
right,
can
cool.
sense
So
his judging.
we got resonance. I'll have a bunch of power word rules for you that we'll go over next time because I've got to update them now.
Oh, exciting.
Especially
Sweet.
the
GG's.
especially the Zis power words. They're pretty cool.
Is this words?
Oh my god.
Sectorial language.
Don't worry.
Did you hear, Lolly? Did you hear, Sierra? I'm learning sexy language. Did you hear it?
Soon you'll learn how to open doors.
I will
Just
simply
wail
walk up to
for-
doors and
Oh,
say,
okay. Well, I guess
"Step
everywhere
aside."
you look, everywhere. Thanks for watching, everybody. Oh, okay, it's fine.
Later.
My day is ruined.
Oh, jeez.
Bye.
Also,
Oh.
community night tonight. Be there,
Oh.
or else I will ugly cry into Esther. Thank you. Please be there, please. Now. Do it now.